Hey everyone, this is Megan, and here I am taking a closer look at the ARRI Pro Set for the Sony VENICE extension unit. So if you're familiar with the Sony VENICE extension unit, that is when we can separate the sensor block from the camera body itself. This is a really great innovation for things like lightweight handheld if you want to do that. If you want to rig the camera all different places, we can rig it to a ceiling, we can rig it to a wall. I've also seen DPs use it when the space was just extremely tiny and we're able to get the sensor block at a certain angle for the shot that they want, and the camera body can be placed somewhere else, which is pretty interesting. So in order to do that with the sensor block, we do need a setup where we have a lot of mounting points for all the accessories that we use in the fields. So let's break down the different components of the ARRI Pro Set for the Sony VENICE extension unit. So first of all, we do have a top cheese plate. Right here, this is the top plate for the Sony VENICE extension unit. We have 1/4 20 and 3/8 thread openings. Also, this whole Pro Set is set up with a new design for hex screws. They are called multi-hex screws, and what's really great about them is you can use 3 different Allen sizes to tighten and unloosen them. So I've never seen that before, and that was a really great thing for me to find out, because everyone's been in the field where you're trying to figure out which Allen to use. And of course, we also often have multiple different types of accessories and cameras, so you might even be using more than one Allen, torque, and so on the same camera rig. So again, just to streamline putting the things together and taking them apart, of course. So moving on from the top plate, we have a center handle as well. This is obviously really necessary for any camera rig, particularly when we have it in handheld. It's really great because then the assistant or dolly grip can take it off of the operator's shoulder with this handle. I've also used it with this setup to record a really low shot, so you could hold it by the top handle since the sensor block is so light. Moving on from the top handle, we have the rod adapter option. This is a nice solution if you do want to go with a third-party viewfinder and viewfinder bracket. We can also use it with a 15mm insert and then mount in 15mm iris rod off the side and use a motor maybe for iris if you want to keep everything in a small configuration. We also have off the back here the lightweight component, so if we do need to mount more accessories off the back, we have 15mm lightweight rods to do so. Also on the back, we have 2 back plates that again have multiple 3/8 and 1/4 16th openings. Right now I'm using one of them to thread the ARRI SXU unit. So that just allowed me to keep, again, everything nice and neat on the side of the camera body. I also am using the ARRI rosette adapters, which allow for obviously any type of rosette accessory. Right now I'm using them for the ARRI handheld rig, which is a great handheld setup. On the bottom here, I have the base for the VENICE extension unit. This is the 15mm lightweight. So again, we can use this for all of our accessories that are coming off of rods. Last thing, but certainly not least, is on the assistant side here, I have the ARRI cable clamp. And so that's allowing me to keep all the cables that we have to use in the field all nice and neat and close to the camera body. I do want to mention how I have it set up here with the body and the sensor block is that both of them are on bridge plates, and that is going into one long dovetail. So we went this route because on set it's nice to always have a place obviously for both the sensor block and the camera body, but then if you're going quickly to handheld, the sensor block can come off the dovetail quickly onto the operator's shoulders, and if necessary, the VENICE body can stay on the sticks, or it would then go with the dolly grip or the assistant, whoever can carry the VENICE body for them in a backpack or a different type of configuration. We've also used it on sets where, again, the sensor block has to fit in tiny spaces, so the sensor block is separately rigged and then the body is off of the dovetail and sticks as well. Taking a look at the VENICE body accessories, I have here the ARRI Pro Set for the Sony VENICE. So I'm using the top plate, again, a really long, nice cheese plate, 1/4 20 and 3/8 options. We have another rod adapter, which we could use to mount any type of accessory. It also has lightweight 15mm rods. So if we were back in our traditional Sony VENICE configuration, we could use a rod with a motor off of this, because we wouldn't necessarily have to separate them like they are right now. Also, another accessory as part of this Pro Set is the sliding adapter for the center handle. So this takes the place of the Sony handle, and now I'm able to slide the ARRI handle back and forth, again, for different types of configurations. When you're using this camera not separated, where the sensor block is part of the body, that's a really great way to easily move the camera handle, even when it's on your shoulder. I now have it set up in lightweight mode. So the first plate on the bottom of the camera is the sliding plate that allows me to adjust it nice and easy for the balance for my shoulder position. That'll depend on the type of lens that you have, whether you have a zoom or a set of primes, and also where the operator likes to have the viewfinder placed. So one thing that's really nice is the plate does have numbers assigned to that placement. So if you're an assistant working with an operator, you could easily remember what the setup was for primes and what the setup was for zooms. All you have to do is release this lever and then slide it back if you're going to a different setup. And then again, if I know this is the setup I wanted for my zoom, I would go to that position and lock it. Underneath that is the plate that has the built-in shoulder pad. It also has 2 ARRI rosettes, so you can set handles of any kind if you're comfortable with that. In the bottom of that, we snapped it into the ARRI VCT style QRP plate, so that is a nice easy touch and go between our handheld setup and our stick setup. So all I have to do is release the operator side of the camera, slide the camera back, and now it's ready to go either on the operator's shoulder or my shoulder, as you can see. And then since the bottom of it has our nice VCT style setup, I'm gonna go straight in here to go back to our studio mode and very delicately snap that back in. And there you have it. That is the ARRI PCA Pro Set for the Sony VENICE. We looked at it in both lightweight and studio mode, so you have lots of different options, nice and easy and very user configurable. Thanks everyone for watching, and we'll catch you next time.